Welcome to 734 Games, and today we're playing Gears of War Ultimate Edition. And before I get started, my nephew's cancer treatment, Gofundme, is in the description. Any money you donate to this channel will go to that. And with that being said, let's get started on this awesome fun game, this blast from the past. Gears of War Ultimate Edition on PC. And it's on Games Pass, but I own this game.
Jack, rip that door.
What are you doing here?
Getting you out. Here, put this on. You'll need it.
You could get in a lot of trouble for doing this.
Not anymore. Things have changed. We better go.
What about the other prisoners? You can't just leave them here.
They're gone. Hoffman pardoned everybody.
Is that right?
Welcome back to the army, soldier.
Shit.
Let's go.
And this is your host, Tom, and we are playing Gears of War Ultimate Edition. And of course, this game is available on the Xbox One and the Series X, and of course, Windows PC, Windows 10. And this was a fun game from back in the day. This was developed by Epic Games, and it was developed for the 360 back in, I want to say, 2005. So it's kind of a blast from the past. Although the game itself is nothing more than an advertisement for the Gulf War. It's a fun advertisement for the Gulf War. You see, this game existed before they turned Gears of War 5 into Horizon Zero Gears. This game was about full-on action. You weren't exploring and doing weird stuff and looking for clues. You were just going from one point to the next, blasting bad guys and moving on. You know, running and gunning. That's what this game was about. And this game was one of the original run and gunner games. One of the most hardcore games of its time. And everybody enjoyed this game. And of course, this game was kind of a showpiece of what the original Unreal 3 engine could do back in the day. This is one of the first games on the Unreal 3 engine, and of course, Epic made that engine, and they made this game. They were owned by Microsoft back then, and I mean, this was just one of the first games of its kind. It had so much, you know, the engine could do so much more than a lot of other engines that were out at the time, and this game looked awesome back then. I remember Sony tried to released a game called Killzone, which was a good series and everything, and we enjoyed it, but it could never measure up to Gears of War. Gears of War was just one of those games, one of those system sellers back then, one of those exclusives on the Xbox 360 that really made the system fly off the shelf, and everybody wanted to play Gears of War. It's a fun game, and it was a lot of action, and it was really cool, and it had a lot of blood, and it's very brutal. It's not for your kids. It's obviously a mature game. And if you're somebody, obviously a lot of the people who are probably watching this may not be old enough to remember Gears or play Gears of War when it came out. It's a pretty good game, and I think you're going to enjoy it. It's a lot different from the games that you play today. There's no wokeness in this game. There's not a lot of exploring and searching around. It's funny how the games have kind of went to this trend that people don't really like. It's like Tomb Raider, Shadows of the Tomb Raider, and the last Gears game, where the emphasis is on doing little side quests and doing a lot of exploring. And I mean, at least Gears 5, the action scenes in Gears 5 or the action sequences were fun to play. And that's one thing the series kept. But I'd say that overall, if you're an action fan, this is the game you need to get first. If you're looking at Gears games, you're thinking, which Gears game should I get? Get the original that started it all, and you'll see why Gears was such a long-running series for Microsoft. And, I mean, the newer games are done by the Coalition, and they're good games, but I hope they go to a more action-oriented, or at least I hope maybe the studio can do something else, do something different. I mean, this is a good series, but we don't need a new Gears game every 2 years or whatever. It's fine. I mean, it's a fun game, and I like this game, and it's really worth picking this game up. I mean, obviously, it's a good Games Pass. You can get it on Games Pass, which is a good value, and you can just play all the way through it and enjoy it. And it's always going to be on Games Pass, because this is a game that was published by Microsoft. But Games Pass is a great value, like I've said before, and it's just one of those things that If you have it's a reason to have an Xbox or a gaming PC. It's Games Pass. Games Pass is pretty much a killer app, and Gears of War Ultimate Edition is a great addition to that, and you're gonna have fun playing it if you try it out, especially if you like action games. There's not much to. I mean, you run and gun, you take cover, you shoot, and if you reload and hit the button at the right time, you get a bonus, and that's pretty much how the gameplay is. Oh, it's third person, obviously, you can tell. Graphics are pretty decent. When the Coalition remade this game, they did not want to put this game on the Unreal 4 engine, so it's still the Unreal 3 engine, and it looks decent, but you can see kind of limitations of the Unreal 3 engine in this game. And with all that being said, that's pretty much all I have to say about the awesome Gears of War Ultimate game. It's a fun game. Check it out. You're going to love it. There's a real cool light and dark feature that they're going to have in one of the levels in this game that you'll probably enjoy too, where you have to stay in the light and so certain enemies won't get you. And you're going to enjoy that too. There's some really cool features of this game. Check it out. That's it for this episode of Game Time. This is your host, Tom, signing off from 734 Games, where gaming is alive.
Delta, there's something moving below ground. Over. I see it too. What are we looking at? Hell if I know.
Marcus, we gotta move to the Raven now! Go, go, go!
Welcome to Delta Squad.
Where are we going?
Embry Square. Colonel Hoffman's waiting for us.
Hoffman. Oh, shit. This is gonna be awesome.